Welcome to today's vlog where we're going to discuss some language tips to learn without a teacher or a school. But first, some updates from Morocco. We had some rain the other day and we had a beautiful rainbow. Right, so happy 7,000 subscribers. We finally reached it today. We also reached 7,000 subscribers. But I think the most exciting thing is we raised the money to help Maya, and then some. So thank you so much for your support. We had a generous donation, and now the dog will be taken care of for a cancer treatment so we can help other dogs in the neighborhood. So thank you so much for this. Now I'd like to share some tips that helped me when I was learning Darija. So when attempting to learn Darija, I went to YouTube and watched some TED Talks about learning language, and I took the essence of these tips into sharing with you today. So number one is to immerse yourself. That is to move where you live, to change jobs if this is possible, your housing situation. Maybe you could live with some people that speak the language. You're going to learn very quick if you're in a situation like this. Music and movies also help. We have access to these if we can't change our lifestyle from jobs, housing, location. So immerse yourself. Music and movies if we can't move physically, and also talk to yourself. If you're in the bathroom or something, imagine having a conversation. If you're just learning a language, practice an introduction, say how are you. These things are going to help you when you come to find a real conversation. You've already had it. Number two is to don't be afraid to make mistakes. This is going to really help you. Fear is going to hold us back in everything that we learn. So if we could learn to laugh at ourselves and the mistakes we make, we're going to learn in the process. Mistakes and failure are always a learning opportunity. The number three tip is to ask questions. The number three tip? You mean the third tip? The world is your classroom. Anytime you're in the taxi, a market, eating in a restaurant or cafe, learn to be able to ask questions to explain the world around you. What's this? What's this called? This is what's going to help us to learn when we find learning opportunities in our everyday life. So this ties back into tip number one. Surround yourself where there'll be opportunities to acquire the language. And our number four tip, you mean the fourth tip, is to learn the right things. Language is huge. Languages are huge. We don't necessarily aspire to be poets in a foreign language, so we want to make sure we are learning things that are applicable to us. For example, me living in Morocco, I need to be able to go to the store and ask how much things cost if they have something. So this is going to be one of the first things I learn. If I have a job as a businessman, I may want to know more about negotiations and transactions. As a yoga teacher, I will want to learn body parts and actions in order to more effectively serve my language skills. I can use them. I could put them into the real world. It's not just some flashcard memory I have. I have things that I can use. So make sure when you're learning a language, you learn things that are usable. There's a lot of things in other languages I've learned that are just useless. Sometimes they make people laugh, but make sure you're learning things that are applicable to your life situation and where you want to go. So to resume our four tips, number one, immerse yourself, surround yourself with the language. Number two, don't be afraid to make mistakes. We're all learning here. Number three, ask questions. Learn to ask good questions and look at the world as your classroom. And number four is to learn the right things. There's a few words and concepts that's going to open up a language for you. If you learn these essentials, it's going to make the whole process go much more easily. So thank you for tuning in to today's episode, hearing the updates from Morocco, as well as my learning language tips if you don't have a school or if you're learning a language without a teacher. I've had experience in both, learning Spanish in the classroom as well as out in the real world in my travels, and also learning Darija without ever taking a formal class. YouTube is a great teacher, as is your fellow human beings. So let's help each other grow and help each other learn. Thank you for tuning in. Please like, subscribe, or share if you enjoyed these tips. And please comment if you have any requests for future videos. Thank you.